Russia. I'm not sure.
Those three states in particular. And you take all of the others. I mean, we have so many. We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won by.
Here's a list.
And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won the states, and all of a sudden, they said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened?
What?
They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. Did I predict this, Newton? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court.
Okay.
So
Where's he
Florida
at?
was a
Where is
tremendous
he? He's
victory.
got to be home.
DC?
377. Texas, as we said. Ohio. Look at this. Ohio, a tremendous state.
What's up, Byron?
Ohio, we won
What's up, boy?
1%, 400.
I love you, baby. I know, it's stressful. A little stressful. But we geniuses no matter what.
So we won there. We lead
Byron says, what's up?
76,000 votes with almost.
What up, B-Money?
And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were
What part?
ready to win this election.
What part's the embarrassment?
We did win this election.
Who are you people?
Our goal now is to ensure the integrity for the good of this nation. This is a very big moment. This is a major fraud in our nation. We want law to be used in a proper manner. So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list. Okay? It's a very sad moment. To me, this is a very sad moment, and we will win this. And as far as I'm concerned, we already have won. So I just want to thank you. And I want to thank all of our support. I want to thank all of the people that worked with us. And Mr. Vice President. So what we saw from the president right there as Vice President Pence starts to talk, it is true that President Trump has won the states of Ohio and Texas and Florida according to our projections. But it's a matter of fact right now that at this hour at least, Joe Biden has 221 electoral votes to the 213 electoral votes of Donald Trump. And in the popular vote right now, Joe Biden is also leading the popular vote right now. It's close, but over 65,634,000 votes and plus for Joe Biden, and 63 million, 63,952 for Donald Trump. So what we're seeing right there is Donald Trump is losing right now in both the popular vote and the electoral vote. And there are many states left to be called. We have not yet projected the state of Arizona, the state of Alaska, Georgia, Wisconsin, and Maine still yet to be called. An awful lot of votes yet to be counted. I guess I'm going to start with our legal team right here because the president said something.
So what's the next
biggest? I'm not sure if he can
Pennsylvania,
do it. But he
20?
said, and Danny, let me start with you, and then Kate and Terry also. And he says he's going to go to the Supreme Court and get them to stop the counting of the votes.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what he's talking about because they already tried to stop certain votes, for example, in Pennsylvania, from counting that are coming in. They're not going to have any success in stopping the vote. The success that they may have down the road is in assessing which votes will ultimately.
That somehow right there, it would be a lead.
team says, you know what, it's not fair that the home team gets a last bat here in the bottom of the ninth. We're calling the game.
Right.
It's over. We're not playing the
That'd be
last
stupid.
half of the ninth inning. That's just not the way the rules work. So you can't just say, we're not going to allow the rest of the votes to be counted. The question becomes, what happens once the counting process has basically ended, at least round one? There can be recounts, there can be challenges, but the notion that somehow the counting is going to stop simply isn't going to happen.
Hey, Shaw. And litigation has been a major component of the campaign strategy in recent weeks and months of the Trump campaign, and I think it's pretty clear based on the remarks that we just heard that, if anything, is just going to kick into higher gear. But I do think it's important to make clear there is no basis in law for a claim that counting must stop simply because it sounds like the president likes how the numbers look in some states, although he also said
why would they stop counting?
Arizona,
well, I think he's concerned. He thinks that people are going to fake ballots.
But how could that happen?
Well, that was the whole thing before the election happened, was the fight over mail-in ballots, absentee ballots. That's why the Trump administration was so against that, because they were worried there'd be fake ballots.
I don't get that.
It's the theater of authoritarianism. This is what is happening right now. Every American knows that when
you have to count every vote
validly, it should be counted.
Yeah.
The president of the United
Why would they not count everyone's votes?
He's trying to stop the counting of valid votes. The ordinary.
Why the frick did we vote if they're going to stop counting them?
There will be fights about some votes, but he's trying to stop the counting, except in Arizona, where he's behind. He wants his votes counted. We should be blunt about this.
I don't understand how it's legal.
Well, that's what they're saying. It's not legal.
This is an attempt to end the election illegitimately so that he can maintain power.
How can you do that?
Well, he can't do that, but he's saying he's going to.
literally just wrote down, not a surprise, it's a report I wanted to tell you about because he has been ramping this up. It has been a steady drumming. We had been told by sources leading into today that behind the scenes, privately, the president had been talking about this conspiracy theory of fraud and a stolen election more and more and more. And we should say, when the president says this is fraud, this is not a fraud. This is the American democratic system in action, working exactly as it should be working. I also wanted to point out that the president said that
I'm not stressed. I'm just confused.
We saw this coming too, because before the appointment of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court, he had said that he wanted her appointed in this expeditious manner, the fastest we had ever seen a Supreme Court nominee.
What do you know? Into whatever you were. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Over the election would come before the Supreme Court, and it gets right at the heart of the controversy over how quickly and close to the election that she was approved. This is exactly what Democrats had been fearful of and warning about heading into this election.
We should also be clear, though, that the president can say whatever he wants to say at his party in the East Room. He has no power to stop the counting of the votes. And the Supreme Court is not going to stop the counting of the votes. There is no basis in law for doing this.
What?
As you mentioned a short while ago, in the state of Pennsylvania, which is where it might all come down to, the president said he's up, he's right, he's at about 690,000 votes. Well, there are almost 2 million mail-in absentee ballots that have not been counted yet in the state of Pennsylvania. Of the 500,000 that have been counted, about 78% of those have been going to Biden because Democrats are more likely to vote by mail than Republicans. So if you do a little bit of math, that lead of 690,000 could well go away when the ballots are counted. And there is nothing the president can do to stop that counting. Now, there is still counting that has to happen in Wisconsin and in Michigan. The president may win those states.
No, the kittens are up in a tree.
The counting will happen, and we will have results. And the Supreme Court is not going to stop that, and the president doesn't have the power to stop that.
One of the other questions is going to be depending on how far the president decides to push this strategy, given he does decide to push it beyond the speech tonight, is whether those
Val's here? Is little Val in here? Val vote? My little bestie?
In recent days, the Republicans in the Senate would
The real question is that
counting, and all of a sudden there's a recount and 13,000 ballots appear. That's a different legal matter. What John Carl said is exactly right. Whatever he said just now, it was bizarre, first of all.
Right.
It was politically stupid. He was having a good night tonight.
Yeah, don't hold back now. Keep going on the
Well, it's bizarre.
And really a better night than most people thought he would have. And he just stepped on his message for the next 3 days.
And Martha Raddatz, the other question is, what other institutions will go along with this if indeed the president pushes it?
Yeah, and if he pushes it, and it's exactly right, he doesn't have the power to do this, but what we saw tonight is what Donald Trump, if Donald Trump loses, that's how he's going to lose. He's going to be a sore loser. He's going to help divide the country even further. And other institutions going along with him, we'll have to wait and see. In terms of voters, in terms of those who back him, I think this is even a step too far for many of them, calling this a fraud before it's even over. But if anyone had any doubt how Donald Trump, if he loses, will go out, it will be this way, that he will call it a fraud. He will say the election was stolen no matter what happens.
The Heidi Heitkamp people are listening tonight, even though it's 2:38 in the morning.
You know what, George, I think that, which is his backers, the people who form militias, the people who slow down buses on roads in Texas, you're hearing quite a different story. You're saying this is going to hurt him. He is calling on, when he says stand by and wait, that this is the moment. And so this is more than maybe not politically smart. It's more than not being, right as a matter of constitutional law. This is a dog whistle, and it's very, very dangerous.
Chris, you want to respond to that?
Listen, I've talked tonight now, not as a former governor, but as a former U.S. attorney. There's just no basis to make that argument tonight.
Yeah, like how could that ever happen?
All these votes have to be counted that are in now.
Yeah, they're in.
In Pennsylvania, the argument won't even start in Pennsylvania until tomorrow or Thursday or Friday, because the Pennsylvania Supreme Court extended for 3 days when you can accept ballots. Now, I understand there could be an argument on that based upon Pennsylvania law, but that argument's for later. Tonight, this was not the time to make this argument. And
It's not about law, it's about politics, right? It's preparing for the battlefield.
well, listen, it is, but it's got to be bigger than that. And I disagree with what he did tonight. And I think Sarah's right that there comes a point where you have to let the process play itself out before you judge it to have been flawed. And I think by prematurely doing this, if there is a flaw in it later, he has undercut his own credibility in calling attention to that flaw. So I think it's a bad strategic decision. It's a bad political decision. And it's not the kind of decision you would expect someone to make.
Are you want my foot in there?
Who holds the position he holds.
Ron Emanuel.
This is Donald Trump. If he's going to lose, I actually think he's indicated that he's going to lose, and he's going to be the victim of unfair play. That is always how it happens for him. This is actually in his wheelhouse. He either is a victim of something unfair. Now, we can say all about the legal. This has nothing to do with the law. I would appreciate the legal team we've assembled. This is all about politics, and he is now going to be the victim of unfair play, and he is now think he was done on the Russia investigation.
Now that we just take a break, you get the last word.
Oh dear.
Disenfranchised is disrespectful. Because if anything, the voters that have been disenfranchised have been the Democratic voters who have, waited for decisions, have waited in line, the post office has been compromised. If anybody's stealing an election, if anybody's compromising an election, it's been his side. So I think it's deeply disrespectful for him to use those words. I do agree with Heidi that I think the signaling to the folks who are standing back and standing by to redeem him if this election is quote unquote stolen from him, I think
Pizza. Oh, it's a lot of red. A lot of red. It's a lot of red.